All right, so it's Saturday, and this is going to be a very quick kind of a wrap-up video of my general trading for this last week. Things are really slowing down with this last couple weeks in December, and I'm trying to get out of all my positions before the first. So I've just been slowly removing and not adding anything new. I'll add a bunch of new ones the first week of January after the new year comes in. First, let's just look at the big boy trade that I have on, or I had on, and I just took it off. It reached profit target. This one took a little bit longer than normal. All my trades have been kind of real slow and bleeding theta really slow. This was one of them, but it got real close. Actually, it did hit my profit target on this one. So this is the trade where it was at right before I closed it. Okay, so here's the trade, the big boy trade for the week. That I closed down this week. This is about a 4-week trade, longer than most of them that I've done, and you can see that right here it was showing. This was on Tuesday, I believe, showing a profit of 1,000. My profit target is between 1,000 and 1,300, and so this since it hit the 1,000 mark, and with me trying to close down my positions at the end of the year, this is why I took it off. And my actual fill, there's my actual fill. So I got 1,015 on this one. So that's the big boy. This closed down, and that's pretty much it. I had no money glitch trades this week. The opportunity for money glitch are kind of dry. It's a dry spell, and it has to do with Christmas, these 2 weeks here. I don't expect really anything this next week either. I'll take a look. But again, I want to be out of all my positions by the first. And on top of that, there's just no real juicy opportunities that I could find. So the last thing I want to hit on is my zero DTE experiment that we're doing, which has turned out to be really cool, really interesting, and kind of exceeding my expectations. So just kind of give you a recap on what this is. I don't trade zero DTE options as part of my regular trading portfolio. I tried it out a couple years back, but it was too stressful for me. I just didn't enjoy it. But I've always been interested in it in different ways that they can be used, either to adjust longer positions, or if they could find a really good system, a good, consistent, and safe system that would be profitable, I'd be all ears. And there were there's like 3 services I've kind of had my eye on, but I've never really dove in. And I just had some recent, a lot of feedback from my newsletter that zero DT options are still a big thing, and they wanted to hear more about that. So I decided, hey, why don't I just take these 3 services that I've been kind of watching from these groups that I think are legit, and why don't I just do a video project for my YouTube channel where I will just take one system at a time, like take the first system and then trade it live every day and just document the whole thing on video. Just make videos of the entire trades, and then we'll just do it for a month for each system, for each service, and then when we get to the end of the month, we'll see where we're at and how it fared, how it did, how well it did or didn't do, and then if it looks like something that's promising and a good system, I'll have the ability to reveal who the system is. That is, if they pass the challenge. So I'm calling these challenges, and so we're on challenge number 1, which we started on the 6th of December, and here you can see the results. So I come in every trading day, which is in this column. These are the days that we've done this trade. This is the profit column. This is the loss column. So here's the profits we've made, and down here is the totals. I'm gonna make these total numbers really big, huge. Say 24. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so we've been doing this for 2.5 weeks, every traded day, and the total profit all added up is 535. Total losses, and then I just minus the losses from the profit, and so we come up with a total of $355 made. This is using just one contract. So there's 2 really eye-opening cool things about this. First of all is this return that I'm getting. So if we do the math on this, we just took a look at the total profit that was made, $355 in profits, and divide it by the trade that had the most risk. The biggest risk on any trade that we took was 420. So we'll say divided by 420, the risk. And at this point right now, 2.5 weeks in, we've made 84.5% return, which is pretty impressive, I think. And with only 2.5 weeks left, we have 1.5 week left. A couple more winners, and we've got. I think it's totally doable to see a 100% return on this in a month. 100% return, double our money in a month. So we're not there yet, but and the other thing we should keep in mind is that this last week's been kind of slower than overall, just kind of slower. They seem slower because of it's the holiday, the holiday 2 weeks here. So once we get into January, once we get into a more normalized active market, well, it'll be interesting to see. I'll probably continue this on. If things continue the way they're going here, I will continue this test going into January. Maybe we can get sort of some rocky stock market action. We'll see how it does under those kind of circumstances. But regardless, I think that this is impressive so far. And the whole thought behind this is to just do this for a month, risk up to 420 of my own money to double it in a month, And then at that point, take my my own personal risk money off the table and just play with the money that we made during that first month, like with house money, and then scale it from there. So that's sort of, this is cool, and this has turned out very well, I think. Better than I was thinking it would, but again, we'll have to wait and see how things pan out. Watch everything just go south from here. And then the other thing is that yesterday I did a trade. So I'm recording all of these trading sessions for the Zero DTE project that we just looked at, and you can find them all. If you go to my YouTube page, if you just look for the thumbnails that have this little icon right here that say Zero DTE trading strategy, like in the left-hand corner there, those are all the trades that are part of this project. So you can go back and you can watch each entire session like in its entirety. Some of them get like almost 2 hours long, but you can fast forward through them, or you can just skip to the end to see the results if you want. But I thought that it would be important and cool and just a great document to just record the entire session. And one reason, just kind of give folks who haven't traded this way, these zero DT options, an idea of what it's really like. It can be kind of boring and kind of agonizing long, and you can see the price move down towards your stop loss or get up towards your profit target and then move away from it. So you can just kind of see it in real time what it's really like to trade them. But anyway, so this video here, the second video I did yesterday, well, let's back up. So this trade here, this cannibal trade, this is a trade that I did in stages because it was taking so long. It hadn't closed and I had to run an errand at a specific time in the morning. So I just closed the trade at like a $15 loss where it was currently at, ran and did my errand, and then I came back and I put the trade on again, back on, and on that one we made $50. So it was kind of like the same trade, but in 2 stages, because I had, in between them, I had to go run this errand. And there's a really cool audio book story, like a short story by Stephen King called Survivor Type. So check that out if you like Stephen King. But anyways, this kind of got my mind thinking. Doing this trade in 2 stages kind of got me thinking that night. I have been noticing this kind of weird sort of correlation thing that happens each trading day with the signal that I get from the service, at the beginning of the day. And breaking this trade up into 2 stages made me think, hey, I wonder if I can take that thing that I'm seeing in the charts, that weird sort of price action thing that's correlated with the signal that I'm getting from the service, and maybe I can do another trade. So we can do one trade in the morning like we always have been, like the basic trade. But then once we close it, try to put another trade on immediately or shortly after this one closes. So we could actually get 2 trades in on the day, or maybe even more than that, maybe 3. How many times could we do it? It all depends on what the signal says for that day and this weird thing that's going on in the charts. So this was the first one I did that. It's kind of an experimental trade because I saw the same thing happening. So I went ahead and did that like as an experiment on top of this whole experiment, and it worked out exactly as I thought it was going to work out. And it's a little early still because I want to go back and back test this thing before I get ahead of myself. But I think this is looking really promising. A way to do these zero DTE trades, potentially multiple zero DTE trades with the same type of return kind of stacked on top of each other, or one right after the other. So that's the other exciting thing for me this week. So anyways, so that's it. Oh yeah, and then the last thing is we're also doing an experimental project with this one here. It's called the Fury Road trade, and I'm getting a lot of good response from folks who have seen this video. There's a couple of videos that are based on that. So this one here with the pig, that's one of them. Here's another one. You look for the car there, and I'll leave links to these in the description, but this is sort of, I think, worth checking out if you're an options trader and you're looking for a longer, this is like a 30 to 60 day, somewhere in that range trade. Super low maintenance. You put it on super high probability, and there's different ways to do it, but there's a way that I do it, which is vastly different from the standard way that you'll find out there, which I compare and look at with these. But these are cool ideas for kind of like longer term option positions, meaning like 30 days to 60 days. So those 3 trades, be sure to check them out. This one here, this one here, and this one here. I'll put the links to these in the description as well. So check those out, because I'm getting enough feedback now from folks that on my newsletter that I'm going to put together like a workshop, like a live workshop or a video workshop with the creator of those trades, and we'd love for you to join us on that. So that's it. And if you want to follow along with me on any of these trades, just make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel below. Just hit that subscribe button, and also join me on my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. Just go to my website, sign up for my free email newsletter, and then you'll get a welcome email sent to you as soon as you sign up. Just reply back to that welcome email. Reply back to me and just let me know what strategy you're interested in most, or not most. If it's multiple ones, just go ahead and tell me which ones. And any other questions or anything else you got, just shoot them back to me with that email. All right, that's it for today. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time.